Spurs have been hit with the injury bug. Let's go and bring in Dr. Ryan McCorkle, and then let's talk to Evan Garr. Yeah, he won $10,000 at a recent Spurs game.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome back to Locked On Spurs. We're in the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Kansas City, San Antonio. Glad to have y'all back. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. And as always, we thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. Also, part of the #1 sports podcast network in this nation, the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank y'all for doing that. We definitely appreciate it. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Before tip-off, check out the FanDuel app to see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. What are we talking about today? Well, we're going to have two for the price of one today. Yeah, we're going to have two guests, and we're going to kick things off with Dr. Ryan McCorkle. Yes, the doctor is back. It's always, I love talking to the doctor. He's a good friend of mine. He's helped me when I've been sick a few times, but it's always also bad news when he goes on. That means the injury bug has visited the Spurs. So we're going to get Dr. Ryan's thoughts on Devin Vassell, his injury, Wembanyama, the strained knee, although it looked like a hyperextension, but we're going to get into that in a few minutes. And then to end of the show, we're going to bring in Evan Garr. Now, for those of y'all who remember, right around the holidays, there was a Spurs game at the Frost Center, and Evan hit a half-court shot for $10,000. We're going to bring him on, and he has a kind of interesting twist of what he's going to do with that money that he won, but that's later in the show. Let's go to bring in our guest. Look who's back, everybody. My good buddy, Dr. Ryan McCorkle. You see him on your screen there. Look at all nice and cozy there next to the fireplace. That looks funny. It's actually a fake fire, everybody. It's just a TV screen. That's all it is. He is with the Austin and Backstage. There we go. He's a physician for that, and he lives in Austin, Texas, and he's the medical director for Texas football and Austin FC. Follow him on Instagram at AustinEMDoc. Doctor, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. It's good to see you again.
You know, you're looking so cozy there, man. That looks like something out of a Hallmark movie there. Some sort of setting there.
The new house. Haven't been here that long.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. I didn't know that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, it's looking very nice. A little snippet I see.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Well, I said in the introduction, man, I love having you on, man, but usually that means bad news for the Spurs. That means the injury bug visited San Antonio. So, Doctor, let's dive right into it. Let's start off with an injury that's kind of been, I guess I want to say under the radar, but not getting a lot of attention, and that is from Devin Vassell. Now, I'm going to read you the Spurs official statement regarding Devin Vassell. The Spurs say, quote, "The San Antonio Spurs today announced that Devin Vassell underwent an MRI that revealed he has a left adductor strain. The injury occurred in Monday's game versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The team will provide updates as appropriate." So let's go start off with that. Devin Vassell, adductor strain. For those who are new to Locked On Spurs, Doc, you've talked about this before, but give everybody kind of a rundown of what that means.
So the adductors are muscles in your thigh, in your quadriceps, that help move your thigh away from your midline. So like if you're in a defensive stance and you're sliding, his is a left adductor. So move that left leg out. That's what's strained. So you can see how that would make it really difficult to play good defense. You can't slide laterally, even when you're in a three-position stance trying to take off. That pushing off and moving that left leg is going to be real difficult with the strain of that adductor muscle. Ad means move away from ab means move away. Ad means move it back. So it's adductor, it's moving it back towards the midline.
Yeah, and I guess this is just something that just happens to any athlete, or just even you and me, maybe positioning the foot wrong, maybe he just pivoted wrong. Can it just occur almost at any time if you're not careful?
Yeah, it's a strain. It's like straining a hamstring. It's a strain of a quad muscle that moves that leg in that particular direction. It just so happened that that's the one that he strained on some particular quick movement. It's kind of the same recovery, and the same things we talked about, the ricin therapy, and it takes, depending on the grade of the strain, which they didn't share with us on the MRI findings, how long he'll be out.
Yeah, you saw, well, at least you noticed like his play kind of drop in the couple of games before the injury was announced. I even speculated even before the announcement, he looks like he's playing hurt, and sure enough, he is. Now, Devin Vassell has been having a great season this year. Doctor, it looks like he finally got comfortable in his role. One of the better, deadlier outside shooters for San Antonio. He was shooting the three nearly at over 35%, hovering around 37 before he got hurt. And I think the Spurs do miss him and his outside shot because their offense, especially from away from the basket, has been sputtering. Now, with Devin Vassell, though, it's interesting that the Spurs didn't really say, okay, 2 to 3 weeks, or they just said, we'll give updates as needed. You think this is the strain in your opinion, maybe a little bigger than what the Spurs are saying?
It's so hard to tell now. It's been a trend over the last season or two across the NBA to get a whole lot more vague with what exactly the diagnosis is. You're getting a lot more that they'll tell you, the mechanism of the injury, but not really the diagnosis. Even if they give you a strain, they don't give you a grade of the strain. And a lot of times it is, we'll reevaluate in this many weeks. That doesn't mean that that's when they're coming back. That means that's when we're going to reevaluate, decide if they come back or they're out longer or what the time frame is. So without a grade of the strain, for a simple one, it could be 1 week. For a more serious strain, it would be, up to 6 weeks, but you don't know without the grade from the MRI.
Yeah, exactly. And I find it very interesting that the Spurs released a statement for Devin Vassell, but they didn't release a statement for Victor Wembanyama. More on that in a few minutes. But as far as Devin Vassell is concerned, obviously we don't know the grade, as you mentioned, and we don't know how long he's going to be out. But let's just project that, okay, his time away from the court is over starting tomorrow, and he'll be back to the court. Can a player just bounce back and play how they were playing following this type of injury?
That's a lot of times why they keep them out longer is, and you'll hear that, now they're on the stationary bike. They've moved up to non-contact. They're doing 3-on-3. Now they're doing some 5-on-5 because they don't really want to put them back in the game until it's 100%. And they've been able to do 5-on-5 drills with no hesitation. Because the concern is that you protect that injury, right? Subconsciously, you favor the other leg. And that always predisposes you to injuring something else. So you don't want to put them back out there in the adrenaline-fueled game situation until they're able to use that muscle with complete confidence and not favor the other side.
Yeah, you figure a strain like this, the adductors you mentioned, it just really impacts not just Vassell, but any player from jumping, as you mentioned, from pivoting, even as you see on your screen, be able to get a jump shot in. It really could, it does really detour, anybody's play on the court, as we saw from Devin. But the good news is that the Spurs did not announce any type of surgery that's needed, anything where it's going to be long-term where you're out for the season. So hopefully he comes back sooner than later. But you mentioned the ricin treatment. Do you want to go over that one more time for those who are new to the show?
Sure. So rest, R-I, ice, C, compression, E, elevation, N, NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and then compression.
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, that's what the ricin treatment is. So that's good news. It's basically just a nutshell. It just sounds to me he needs to stay away from the court for a while and let it heal up on its own. I guess there's no magic pill, no, Mr. Miyagi rubbing his hands over Devin Vassell's adductor to heal it. It's just going to take time, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure they're going to, the anti-inflammatories will help. I'm sure they're going to do massage therapy, that kind of thing, to try to help ease the discomfort in that muscle. And that's probably, at first you probably just thought it was soreness. And then that's why you saw the decrease in performance over those couple of games as it became more clear. It's not just soreness. This is a strain and it's getting progressively worse and he needs to take time off. But yeah,
absolutely.
1 to 6 weeks, depending on the grade, and then he'll be back. It's not a surgical issue unless you tear something. This is a strain sprain, so nothing surgical, nothing season ending.
Well, that's good news to hear. Hopefully the Spurs get him back soon, because it's been rare this season that we've seen the team at full power. We had it for a little while, and then now, again, the injury bug has visited San Antonio. He is Dr. Ryan McCorkle. You want to follow him on Instagram at AustinEMDoc. And again, he is the medical director for Texas football Austin FC. He does it all over in Austin. When we get back, we're going to talk about Victor Wembanyama, his recent injury, and a lot more right here on Locked On Spurs. Fridays already feel different during basketball season, and FanDuel is making them even better. Every Friday night before the game tips off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern have become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour always brings up the new boosts, bonuses, and surprises. The timing is perfect, right before games, right before the weekend starts. It adds extra energy to Friday with basketball without even overthinking it. So before tip-off, check out the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only at FanDuel, the official sports book partner of the NBA. Thank you for making Locked On Spurs your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. If you haven't already, go check out our new Everydayer Club. Access to ad-free audio feed for Locked On Spurs, compatible with Apple's Podcasts, Spotify, and every other major podcast app. An invite to the members-only Locked On Everydayer Club Discord server, which includes a group chat for just listeners of this show and, well, hanging out with a lot of other fans on Discord. You want to go to this website right now, lockedonpodcast.com/everydayerclub. Go there right now, or just tap the link in the show notes to learn more. And we're back right here on Locked On Spurs, joined by Dr. Ryan McCorkle. He's making another visit right here on Locked On Spurs to discuss the recent injury bug impacting your silver and black. We talked about Devin Vassell and his adductor strain. Now talk about Victor Wembanyama. That put a scare in me. I saw that play happen, and I saw how that knee bent back and he crumpled to the floor. It was a point where Stephon Castle, doctor, tried to get him up, and Wemby was like, "No, don't pick me up." And then, as he's running out the court, he's waving hello to the fans saying, "I'll be okay," but he's limping. And I find it very interesting is that even after he got hurt, he still took time to talk to the media after the game was over. And he kept on repeating, "I'll be fine. I'll be fine." But it was also interesting that he thought he hyperextended it, his words, only to find out that he did not. According to the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama has suffered a left knee soreness. Interesting. Doctor, how bad would it have been if it was a hyperextension?
So this is kind of what we were foreshadowing to this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of those is a diagnosis. So hyperextension is a mechanism.
Interesting.
So if you saw the Jokic injury, it's the same thing. It's hyperextension, like when somebody falls into the knee or you're backing up wrong and you extend it all the way out and then a little bit past where it's kind of pushed backwards a bit. That's a hyperextension injury, but that's a mechanism. It's not a diagnosis. And the same with soreness. Soreness is a symptom, not a diagnosis. So he got an MRI, he did, but they're not telling us whether it's a ligament strain, a meniscal problem, any of that. So there's all kinds of, conspiracy theories over the last couple of years. Is that related to gambling, to point spreads, and also, ticket sales. If people are, wow, that kind of injury takes this long. I've got tickets to this game. I need to sell them, or I'm not going to buy tickets to this game because I want to see Wemby. Those kind of things, because it is a real sea change to go from giving you a diagnosis and giving you a time that the player is going to be out to this real vague, either just describing a symptom or describing the mechanism of the injury that gives you zero information about how long they're going to be out.
Right, exactly. Well, obviously it wasn't the worst case scenario where he had to be out for considerable time. As mentioned, the Spurs didn't even put out a press release. They just put him on the IR list. So I found that also interesting too. Maybe they're just trying to calm fears down and not make it a big deal. But nevertheless, what concerned me was just, how tall he is. And that's been one of my biggest fears since he started his career in San Antonio, was that somebody falls back and accidentally hits his leg, because he towers over everybody. A 6'8" guy, probably is the biggest guy on the block, but against Wemby, he probably looks like a little kid to him. And so if he rolls back, he's likely going to fall on Wemby's leg, and there is that knee. Now, ahead of yesterday's game versus the Grizzlies, the Spurs did say he's questionable. So that is probably a good sign, isn't it, Doc?
Again, like we said, it's real vague, right?
Yeah, very vague. Yeah.
The questionable, I mean, yeah, sure. It's great because it means that there's the possibility, right? Mm-hmm. It's not, he's definitely out. So it's something, but now there's that continuum of, possible, probable, questionable.
Yeah.
And those things are all, again, they're just real vague on whether or not they're going to play or not. We don't know a diagnosis, but it sounds, I mean, if you're just reading tea leaves of these very vague statements, that it looks less serious than more serious.
I'm assuming here the situation is another ricin, isn't it?
Absolutely. But again, we don't know what injury we're treating. But yeah, it's a sprain strain. As long as we don't have a ligament tear or a meniscal tear, then yeah, it's the same ricin treatment and back to play.
Yeah, I can tell you this one. There was a collective gasp at the arena when that happened. And to see him limp off the court, just go directly to the tunnel, again, that was very concerning. He even said himself that he was fighting to come back to the game. So he definitely felt good, but that could have been something that you always mentioned when you stop by, just the competitive spirit, the adrenaline going, just get me out there. Spurs, they're going to spur, and they held him out for the rest of the game. And obviously he's been shelved since, as of this recording. Doctor, he's very big on yoga. He does a lot of stretching, a lot of flexibility movements. You think that's something that could have helped his knee maybe have something far more severe? Your thoughts?
Absolutely. I think you're protecting all your joints when you're doing that yoga. You're doing lots of range of motion. You're strengthening the muscles around it and getting them supple and pliable. That's just, it's a really one of the best things you can do to lengthen your career, to decrease the odds of injury. But again, this is a freak thing. It happens to be, he's early in his career, but look at Jokic has usually not been out for any extended period of time. It's just a fluke that somebody fell on his knee. That's, it's going to happen more when you're standing in the paint. And maybe that's why Victor doesn't stand in the paint as much as
so you haven't.
Because then you have a lot more people falling into you. But but it was just a fluke. It has nothing to do with his, body habitus or any of those other things. I think that the program that he's been going through will really help him recover from these injuries a lot quicker.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, because Spurs definitely need him. As of this recording, they've kind of been iffy heading into that Memphis game. They were 1-2 in the last 3 games. So, they need this team at full power. But, there's always a question too, Doctor, get your thoughts on this, is when he returned from that previous stint away from the team because of injury, they brought him off the bench. You suspect perhaps the Spurs might do that again, simply because one, he is their guy. He is the centerpiece. And then 2, because, they're going to want him to come back on his pace, not throw him back in the fire.
Yeah, I think that's completely reasonable to, there'll be a minutes restriction and you work your way up, decrease the amount of pressure on him, the amount of load that he has to bear. And then they slowly ramped it up until, we were beating OKC 3 times. So I think it's just to gradually increase that load until he's ready to go back to full strength so that he's there, but it's not just, man, I have to be at 100% tonight.
And I love hearing that again, beating OKC 3 times in a row. That's just awesome. That's just awesome. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be 4 in a few days, but nevertheless, but yeah. So, Doctor, it seems from what we were told, again, not much, you said, kind of keeping everybody in the dark. But I can tell you this much, though. They really do protect their asset. That Victor would, trust me, I know they will watch over him with a microscope. I've seen it. So we shall see what happens with Victor. But nevertheless, Doctor, before I let you go, what are your thoughts on this season so far? Are you jumping on the bandwagon saying deep playoff run, Western Conference Finals, or too soon for this young squad?
I mean, we're still pretty early in the season. Obviously, I mean, we were. It's a big sea change after those 3 OKC wins from maybe play in to maybe contenders for a championship. So it's probably somewhere in between the 2 huge swings there because then we have a few losses and it's like, oh, maybe we're not ready. So I think you're going to see it swing back and forth all the way till we see where we are by the playoffs.
Yeah, let's see that picture on your screen there, Doc. Love to have that team back in power. Look at that. That's a nice full compliment full sign right there. Beautiful sight right there. I had a chance to catch up with former Spur City Sissoko when the Blazers were in town. And I asked him, like, whoa, what do you think of this Spurs team? Now, you've been away for a few, it's about a season now. He literally looked at my face, Doctor. He said, you know what? That's a championship team in the making. So,
absolutely.
It really is.
Next season, when we don't know yet, it depends on health and injuries. That's a huge variable. But somewhere down, this is definitely championship in the making.
As always, everybody, I always like to catch up with Doctor regarding his sneaker collection. Anything new? Or probably no because of the house.
Right. That too. The Kobe eyeballs are still the last ones that I have as my favorite shoes to work in. They're so comfortable. But I enjoy the collection that I have, and I like what I wear. I'm not adding a whole lot to it these days. Just wearing them to work in and enjoying them.
Yeah. It's funny when I go to the gym, Doc. I see how New Balance is just so embraced now. When I was younger, it was just so looked down upon. I see everybody just rocking New Balances all the time, man. Let me tell you, they are comfortable.
Helped a lot, huh?
Oh, he did. Yeah. So where was it? Kawhi and was it Jamal Murray as well? He's New Balance and Flag. Yeah. So yeah, New Balance ain't the way it used to be. It's now accepted, but nevertheless, he is Dr. Ryan McCorkle. You follow him on Instagram at AustinEMDoc. Do that right now. He has a lot of photos from his concert trips to the musicians that he hangs out with. Of course, having to be the medical director for Texas football and Austin FC. There's a lot on his plate, and he's with the emergency and backstage physician group as well. Doctor, you do it all in Austin, don't you?
I try to do the things that always say. I try to find a way to make my job the things that I would do for free.
Go
to sports
smart
events, watching these musicians, that I love so much. That's to be able to do that as part of my job is just a real privilege.
You're a smart man. Doctor, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us here on Locked On Spurs. And again, kudos on the house. They're looking gorgeous, looking very pretty back there. Everybody else, don't go away. Coming up next, we're going to have Evan Garr. He is the winner, a $10,000 winner of the recent Victory Capital Halfcourt Hero game at the Frost Bank Center. You'd love to hear what he has to say. We're going to replay that moment for him and get his reaction. Let's be real. Managing your finances can feel overwhelming between subscriptions you forgot about, bills that keep going up, and trying to figure out where all your money actually is going each month. It's easy to say, well, you feel like you're losing control, and who has time to track every transaction or hunt down hidden fees? That's where Rocket Money comes in, the personal finance app that helps you take control, finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps you lower your bills so you can grow more savings. You're going to be shocked when Rocket Money shows you exactly how much you're paying for fill in the blank subscription you have. You maybe even completely forgot about it. It's going to save you money quick. You're going to love how it tracks all subscriptions, lets you cancel the right way in the app in just a few taps. No more hunting down customer service numbers. The automatic transaction categorization is a game changer. You can finally see exactly where your money is going to each month. Set budgets, goals, get personalized insights. Look, get the app right now. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/lockedon. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. rocketmoney.com/lockedon. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Whether you're starting a new routine, jumping into player projections, or for the first time, just trying something new can feel like a challenge. But with PrizePicks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure football matchups every weekend, elite hoops action almost every night, the action never slows, and PrizePicks lets you stay in control. PrizePicks is the daily fantasy app that makes watching sports even more exciting by letting you build lineups based on player projections. No drafts, no waiting. Just pick more or less and play your way. Getting started on PrizePicks is quick and simple. The app is super easy to navigate. It's made watching games more engaging, especially when following individual players. You'll love the flexibility like options they have with Flex Play, where you can still get paid even if one pick misses. You got early payout feature, which is a game changer. If a player starts hot, you can cash out before the game ends. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code LOCKEDONNBA. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's LOCKEDONNBA. That'll get you $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Price Picks. It's good to be right. And we are back right here on Locked On Spurs, and as promised, joined by a guy that I wish I had his basketball skills when it comes to making a three-pointer, a layup, a half-court shot, and by the way, pocketing a cool $10,000. He's Mr. Evan Garr. He's retired military, Army, Airborne Infantry, right here from San Antonio, now living in Colorado. Now, you might be thinking, well, who's Evan Garr? Well, I think a few days ago, or weeks ago, I should say, around the holiday season, this man you see on your screen, he stepped on the Frostbank court and had to make 3 shots, including one of those being a half-court shot in less than 45 seconds as part of Victory Capital's Halfcourt Heroes grand prize contest of $10K. Evan, you did it. Welcome to Locked On Spurs.
Thank you, Jeff. Good to meet you. Glad to be on board.
Yeah, so apparently I hear the Spurs are now going to be recruiting you as their new shooting guard. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think with my form, it's probably a good call.
It's a real good call. By the way, congratulations. You know, before we get into it, I think we should show everybody exactly what went down in San Antonio, where this man, Evan Garr, just did what seemingly was the impossible, a half-court shot for $10,000, courtesy of Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes.
Spurs fans, it's time for Victory Capital's Half-Court Heroes for a shot at $10,000. I'm here at Half Court, and of course, you got to invest in the home team. Victory Capital is proudly headquartered here in San Antonio, and to learn more about their investment opportunities, visit vcm.com. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. I'm standing here with Evan. He is our hero today because he is a part of the Army Airborne Infantry, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, we want to say thank you for your service, and this is how the game is going to work. We're going to put 45 seconds on the clock. You're going to run from the half court down to make a layup. Once you make that, you're going to go and try to make a three-pointer. Once you make a three-point shot, you're going to come and join me right here again for a half-court shot. If you could do all 3 in 45 seconds, you get $10,000. Are you ready? Spurs family, we got to cheer them on. Let's put 45 seconds on the clock. Are you ready? Get set, go! Remember, first up is that layup. Can he get it? Yes! Next up, the three-pointer. Spurs family, cheer him on. He's getting close. Come on. 30 seconds on the clock. He's close. 25 seconds. Evan, 20 seconds on the clock. He's got it. Half-court shot is next for $10,000. He's going to have to get a running start. 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. He's close! $10,000! Congratulations! Evan! Congratulations! You are a half-court hero! My goodness! That's how you do it, folks!
That video is courtesy of Victory Capital. And Evan, you got to relive that moment. Tell us what was going through your mind. How was that feeling? Did you practice? What was going on before that contest started?
Man, it was nuts. I actually booked the tickets just a couple hours before with some buddies, and we walked in, and a guy came up to us and just asked if we were veterans, and we said yeah, and he's like, "You want to do one of these shots?" And I was like, you know what, I'll miss a couple shots on TV, whatever. I got there. All I thought about was just making that layup. That's all I wanted to do. Yeah, and then it just, I don't know, kind of just went through the motion and somehow made it all in. And it was a fun experience.
You know, I'm watching that video with you right now, and when you're at the half court part of the event, it looked like all those shots were pretty on target. You know, you're off maybe a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, but it looked like leading up to those final seconds, one was going in. You were not that wide off. I mean, you were not coming up short or going too long. Did you know, like, all right, one of these are going to go in?
You know, by that point, I had so many attempts on the 3-point, I felt like I knew exactly where the basket was. So I got to that point, and I felt pretty comfortable with that shot. I guess the force how paid off.
Yeah, it's funny too. When every time you see these events, such as the Victory Capital Halfcourt Hero event, you people always struggle with the layup. It's always the layup. It's always that quick little bunny that people kind of blow, and then they run out of time. It seems to me your strategy, as you mentioned, was simply to get that layup in. But let's talk about that free throw shot. That free throw shot. Did that ever creep in your mind? Like, okay, I got to make at least this one.
I didn't even think I was going to get to that point. So when I got there, I was just trying to.
Sorry, I meant to say more the 3-pointer. I should say.
Yeah. When I got to the 3-pointer, I just, all I focused on was just trying to adjust every shot. I'm not playing, but I haven't played basketball in years, so yeah, I was just happy to get past the layup. And once I got there, I just kind of tunnel vision and just try to get it in and just kind of prayed.
Yeah. Again, looking back at that video, after you nailed the half-court shot, it looked like you were kind of a little like, well, did it go in? Like you paused a bit, like, wait, what just happened? And then you celebrated. Was it kind of surreal at that moment? Did you really take it all in, or are you just kind of like, okay, I made it. What's next? Like, what was the mindset?
Yeah, definitely. The whole time, it's like I couldn't hear anybody. It was just I kind of blacked out. And then right when I hit that half court, for a second, it's just all the sound came back in. And then reality kind of hit. And so it took a second to really kind of take that all in.
Well, this is the 4th season of the Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes game. And, gentlemen, you see on your screen right now, he is the 4th overall winner. That's rare air, Evan. What do you think about that?
I was happy to have the opportunity. So I thought that was really cool. I'm very grateful. And to play for my favorite team in the stadium, down home, there's nothing like that.
So I'm assuming you panned your shot after who then? Like what shot did you say, if I'm going to make this shot, I got to shoot it like, I don't know, maybe Sean Elliott or Harrison Barnes.
Oh, man. Apparently a lot of people are saying my form just looked like Sean Marion's. So here I am.
Hey, as long as you win in, right? As long as you win,
is that. Yeah. But, I think Harrison Barnes is having a pretty hot season. So I was just trying to, I guess, channeling my inner Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, well, as part of winning the Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes game, your grand prize was $10,000. You saw that on your screen a little while ago. I think all of San Antonio, everybody in the arena saw it. It's all about perfect timing, too. It was a holiday season. That's a little extra money there for you to use. So when you took that big cardboard check to the bank, did they honor it?
Yeah. We're going to do a little another check ceremony in a few weeks with the Spurs. So, I guess I'll let you know then.
Oh, that's interesting. So if you could help people see or understand the behind the scenes. So after you nailed that shot, obviously there's a ceremonial check, there would be the big cardboard one, but you don't necessarily get that award immediately, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So they have you sign some papers and they just get in contact with you, and they want me to go over to the Spurs area and then do another ceremony with my whole family there.
Nice. And then you'll get the real deal, that $10,000 check. I'm pretty sure the IRS will be there as well.
I'll get real comfortable with that.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, we're joined by Mr. Evan Garr, retired military, Army Airborne Infantry. He won the Victory Capital Halfcourt Hero game right around the holiday season. You saw on your video screen a little while ago, and he took away the grand prize of $10,000. Congratulations to Evan. All right, so everybody's wondering, once you get that real deal, that cash in your bank account, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with that? Well, whatever you get after taxes.
Yeah. Well, part of it, San Antonio gave me a lot. So I'm grateful to be where I'm at. So I do want to give back to some of the community. I'm looking for some donation services right now.
Really good. Interesting.
Yeah. So I want to give back to some vets and some of the kids in San Antonio and some people that aren't as fortunate, because anyone could see that shot. So
wow.
Lucky to be there.
That is awesome to hear, man. That is awesome. I mean, right away I'm thinking, maybe upgrades to the house, a new car, maybe clear out some debt. But no, you're going to give back to the city of San Antonio. And what better way to do that than with Military City? Is that correct?
That's right. I'll invest some of that money for sure. I just lost it a few days ago, so I'm gonna put some of that money there. But I definitely want to get back a lot to the city of San Antonio. So they give me a lot.
Yeah, well, a little behind the scenes peek here, everybody. Evan was supposed to come on Locked On Spurs last week, but he had a little bit of an accident and he chipped it too. So I joked with him before we recorded this segment here. I said, okay, I guess 10K is going to the tooth, and apparently it is. So it is going to go to the tooth. Hey, well, I got you here, man. Obviously, you're a big Spurs fan. You're from San Antonio. You're at the Spurs game. What do you think about this squad right now?
Man, this squad it's so exciting to watch. I haven't been this excited to watch the Spurs in a while since probably like the Duncan, Manu, Tony Parker days. So it's really exciting to watch this squad. And they're so young, just to see them grow. And the next few years, it's a really cool thing to watch.
Yeah. Give me your top 3 all-time favorite Spurs.
All-time favorite. I have to go with David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Wemby's crept up there, so I got to go with Wemby too.
Hey, that's not a bad list, man. Those are all franchise guys right there. Yeah. For me, they're going to go with Matt Bonner as part of your top 3.
Oh, Matt Bonner's great.
Well, Evan, you hit that big shot. You participated in that Victory Capital Halfcourt Hero game. Are the Spurs scouts around your house now, around the park now in Colorado now, saying, "Hey, there's that Evan Garr. We can use his outside shooting."
Yeah, I hope not. I think the squad is doing so good without me. I don't want to mess up that chemistry.
Yeah. Hey, well, what was your family's reaction to you winning the Victory Capital Halfcourt game?
Oh, I couldn't believe it. They're at home, and my sister's boyfriend called her. Like, she saw 3 missed calls, and she answered up, telling, "Get on TV right now." And they started watching, and they were just freaking out. I got a lot of calls from old friends from high school here and some family, and it was really cool. They're all in awe.
And I didn't really think about this too, because it's just common for me to go to a Spurs game and see a bunch of people. But can you feel that sellout crowd there just looking at you? I mean, do you feel that pressure?
When I went in, I had one goal in mind. I talked to the guy, the hype squad guy that picked me, and he just kind of talked about a plan with me. And so all I thought about was what I had to do. But right when I hit that last shot, then I felt the whole pressure. I felt everyone in that stadium. It was pretty exciting.
What did that sound like, hearing everybody just cheering for you?
Man, it was nuts. It was something I'd never really experienced before. It was just It was a giant explosion and something I think I'll never experience again.
That is awesome, man. But yeah, I mean, shout out Victory Capital, man, for them to honor the heroes, put you, servicemen, military guys out there. I mean, that's the big deal. I mean, that's a big reason why, or one of the big reasons why Victory Capital is such a great company, great, has a good footprint in the city of San Antonio. Again, look at the name of it, Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes game. Your thoughts about how Victory Capital and all of San Antonio still honors and respects the military?
I think it's great. It's hard for some of us to get out and find a spot that really feels at home and welcoming. And it's Victory Capital and San Antonio, I think, just does a great job of making sure you feel at home and you still feel like you have that camaraderie.
And I hear you're living in Colorado. Is that correct?
Just moving now. I was living there for a little bit. Now I'm moving to California.
Ah, okay. So you didn't even dare wear a Denver Nuggets jersey, did you?
Oh, no way. Yeah. Absolutely not. I'm a Spurs fan. I've been wearing that since everywhere I moved, even on their up years.
Well, now you move to California. Now you're really going into enemy territory because Spurs, the Nuggets, and then they don't really have too much beef. But then there's the Clippers and Kawhi and the Lakers and their history. Oh, man, you ready to go into that enemy territory?
I know the Spurs are better. I'm not even concerned. There's nothing they can say to ensure that.
That is awesome. Now, before I let you go, just for everybody as well, not just for Evan, you got to hear what the Victory Capital CEO had to say. That's CEO David C. Brown. I got it right here off screen, so let me just read it real fast, guy. I'm pretty sure I can hear me. It says, quote, "Evan was an incredible participant in the Halfcourt Heroes Challenge, and he gave us all a memory we won't soon forget. The energy in the arena when he banked that half-court shot is what the promotion is all about, creating a sense of camaraderie among 18,000 people and honoring people who give so much to their community." Again, that is the statement from Victory Capital Chairman and CEO David C. Brown. Nice little salute there for you, huh, Evan?
Yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm really grateful to Victory Capital and David Brown. So thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Evan. So does this kind of dismiss you from ever participating in the game again? Like then, once you win, it's over.
It's wild. I'd be down to do another try.
I bet you will. I bet you will. And everybody, if you keep on hearing a bunch of shots late at night, that's probably Evan working on his half-court shots again. If he gets invited to do the Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes game there. But again, that's David Garr. He won the Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes game right around the holidays in front of 18,000 fans at the Floss Bank Center. Evan, before I let you go, you want to give a shout out to the Spurs fans? What's your prediction on how the season will end?
It can go any way, but I think it might go all the way this year. Go Spurs, go.
Hey, listen, you had luck on your side, so I think Spurs fans will take that luck. If a $10,000 winner can say that, then hopefully the Spurs have a long, long, long postseason run. He is Evan Garr. He is the winner, a $10,000 winner of the Victory Capital Halfcourt Heroes game. Won $10,000 after completing a challenge that included making a layup, making a three-pointer, and a half-court shot in less than 45 seconds. That guy, he did it all, and kudos to him. He's giving that money back to the city of most of it to the city of San Antonio military. So we'll see where he donates that money. Let me know where you send it to, man. Let me break some news, man. Put it out there for everybody to say, hey, look at this guy, man, going above and beyond to help the community in San Antonio. So, Evan, can I get your promise on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. You got my email. You know what to tell me. So we'll have some fun in a few days. Again, congratulations, Evan. And thank you for coming on Locked On Spurs. Everybody else, thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. Free and available wherever you get podcasts. iTunes, Spotify, Kens5 Plus app, YouTube. You know what to do. Subscribe ASAP. We'll be back tomorrow as the Spurs regular season continues. Don't forget to check out the NBA, the Locked On NBA Everyday Club. It's in the link in the description below. So for Mr. Evan Garr and Dr. Ryan McCorkle, I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock in this episode of Locked On Spurs.